Hello YouTube, Marielle here. There's a little story I would like to share with you about my wolf. And this is something that started many years ago. And now I no longer know what to think about it. From the moment we met, my wolf would always say how much he could not stand fish, he could not eat fish. Really gave him, he just could not eat it. And he said the same thing about eggs, that eggs just turned his stomach, and it's something that he absolutely hated because probably because of his mother, and she force fed him eggs, from such a young age, and that totally turned him off. And I used to be an egg lover. I mean, omelette was part almost of my diet almost on a daily basis. I enjoyed it very much. And he actually turned me off eggs because suddenly he used to repeat that so often and all the time and all the time. So much so that I started to notice the smell of raw eggs, and it started to not appeal to me. And then before I knew it, I just no longer ate eggs. Even omelets. No longer made omelets for myself. But anyway, but over the years, what I actually observed was that every single time, whenever we went to weddings or we were entertained by other people, or we went into, other people, we were entertained by other people, his boss, or any other places like that. Whenever that happened and my husband was presented with either fish or eggs, he'll eat them. He would eat them. And I looked back at him horrified, thinking, oh no, poor guy, can't believe he's doing this. And I'll look at him with frantic eyes, trying to communicate. No, you don't have to do this, and just feeling really bad for him. But somehow he'll manage, no problem. And also the guest, the host somehow would always know, even if I didn't say anything, because most of the time I wouldn't say anything, but the host will always find out that they made a terrible mistake, that my wolf actually doesn't eat fish or doesn't eat eggs, which will put the host in such a, especially if it was a female host, just like me, she'll be like, I can't believe I've done that. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Oh my God, and you ate all of this, and how, and they would be, I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to describe here, because usually if you have a guest that finishes their plate and always finishes their plate and love your food and doesn't fuss and go to that extra length to eat something that they actually, you find out later that they actually don't like, but they ate it and they made that effort for you, your heart opens up automatically towards that person, right? When you are presented with a guest like that, it. And to me, every single time I saw him do that, I would feel completely in awe of him, and I will be, completely even more enamored with him, because as well I would think, oh my god, he's so well behaved, his mother did such a great job, he's just so, he has such good manners. I mean, can you believe it? Because I knew me, you know uh, I would even it will even make me feel bad about myself, because I knew if there's something I just absolutely can't eat, just like him, make him heave, make him want to throw up, make him gag, and something he just can't stand. If I was like that with any kind of food, there is no way I would, for no one, not even maybe for the Pope. I don't think I would. I just could not. I'll apologize profusely if I don't have. If I have no other choice, I would apologize, I'll find a way to make it up. But if I can get away with it, I will sneak it somewhere, I'll do something like that. But I would not eat it, because I know that if I force myself, I'll definitely throw up. But now I look at that in such a different light now. I am now thinking, this is something he learned at some point to use or to overplay or to... Yeah, basically it's one of his seducing tools. I think that's what it is. I no longer see it as a genuine effort to to just be the polite person or the pleasant person. Or it's part of his game, it's part of his facade, it's part of his masking, not even masking, but rather of manipulating and making you, it's a very, very good, almost like a mask to put, to be able to hold over his own face. It's such a huge gesture in to be seen as polite like that. Anybody... I just have to put myself in the shoe of the hostess. I'll be absolutely blown away by somebody who can do something like that. Your heart opens up to that person. You suddenly you trust that person. You feel good about that person instantly. It's almost an instant connection with somebody that doesn't even know you. That person forms an instant opinion, and a very favorable opinion about the wolf, almost instantly. It's amazing, and I am now 99% sure it was all a bluff. Not a bluff, but a lie. It's a massive lie, that he cannot stand eggs, that he cannot stand fish, and all of that. It's a massive lie. There's no way. He'll do, it's just, he's so smart. And with things like that, this is what I'm talking about. How can you compete with somebody like that? How can you go and decide you're gonna suddenly people are gonna believe you, suddenly people are going to to even want to hear what you have to say about somebody like that? You just can't. It sounds even crazy, even from when I think about that, me telling other people, they'll just I mean, let's face it, even animals love him. Even the animals love him. they fall for him. They don't run away from him, you know. There's even been a case where, because of us traveling so often, and my children always wanting pets, but I've always felt that it was wrong of us to have pets when we move around so much. I just didn't feel comfortable with that. To me, just, it just seemed unfair to the animal. So one of the things that the compromise that and here again, compromise, which my wolf constantly kept saying, yeah, I can't even, you never compromise, you never forgive, you never compromise, when actually that's all I've ever done in this relationship, compromise and compromise and compromise and compromise and compromising myself at the end. So one of the compromise that I found, to kind of please my children, was that wherever we went, if we had friends who actually had pets and they will go on holidays, so I would offer to look after the pets, whether they were dogs, cats, or parrots, or birds, anything. We'll look after them so that the children get their chance to have that pleasure, and also learn as well, how to look after animals, and see whether they were up to it. And at first, when the animals came into our homes, they're all over me, they trusted me, and they would follow me around. But within a few days, they'll shift their attention to him, and I would, and it be it always happened all the time. And what I'm trying to say, that even, animals are supposed to have that much more highly developed sixth sense than us, to sense people true intentions, or being able to see beyond the physical kind of thing. This is what I've always thought. And if they cannot sense the evil in that man, in a person like that, and they'll be falling just like the rest of us, I mean, what chance do I stand? That he can fool just about anybody and everybody, and even animals. They can smell the evil in him, and yet he's very evil. But hey, this is just a small story I wanted to share with you.